Hello, I'm back with a new game called Astroneer. It is an early access pre-alpha game. It actually doesn't have as many glitches as you think, and it has a lot of content to be an early access game. This game was created by developers called System Era. It is a survival crafting exploration game. These developers that created this game, which for me personally is relaxing and an incredible experience, I hope it's the same for you as you join me today, is a procedurally generated game. So the planet that we're going to play on today in this save will not be the same for you if you should decide to purchase this in Steam. So we're going to explore this planet, and perhaps if the game gets any traction on the channel, we shall explore the galaxy this planet orbits in and visit some other planets that are its neighbors. Deal? There are only 4 skins available to choose from right now for astronauts that you can play, your little buddies. However, the developers have said that they've created some new skins that may come out in the future. So the blue holograms to the right, as you see, are previous saves. But I'm just going to go ahead and stop rambling. We're going to pick this first little buddy here, and we're going to launch into space and land on our planet, shall we? Blast off. I think we're going to call this guy Little Buddy from now on, if you guys don't mind. The tutorial is going to kick in, and it's going to teach us how to move the cameras about, and we can see our sister planets orbiting in the galaxy as well. And this already looks like a tropical planet. It's gorgeous. Oh, this is so gorgeous. This is a co-op game as well. You can play up to 4 on one save. And my husband and I are actually playing a co-op on a different save, and it is a lot of fun, and it's so helpful to have more than just yourself playing this game, because you can help each other gather the resources you need for all the crafting that you need to do in the game. Now, right now the crafting is kind of limited, but there is plenty to do with the $20 that you spend in Steam for this game. So even though the crafting is limited right now, this game is going to be amazing. It already is amazing. So it's telling us movement is WASD, so that we can move forward, backwards, and sideways. That blue line that's connecting to this capsule, to this habitat, is giving us our oxygen in the future. The developers have mentioned that we're going to have to worry a little bit more about other things other than oxygen in the future, such as water and food, perhaps. There goes a planet in the background. Isn't that beautiful? Currently it's nighttime, but I have a feeling that there's going to be some daytime as well. Maybe not a lot, but some. The fact that we landed in the darkness gives me the slightest suspicion that we may have to work in the dark more than in the day, but we'll find out. All right, so this green hovering orb is telling us, hey, collect compound. And the way you do that is you click E on your keyboard, and then you left click on your mouse, and you're going to collect all of these elements, these minerals, and they're going to collect into these little sort of capsules, and I think that's what the devs call them. Maybe nodes, maybe capsules, maybe nuggets, whatever you want to call them. They collect in your backpack, and then you can build things with them. You can actually collect some of the plants that are strewn about on the floor for organic material. And right now I'm looking for this. This green orb is telling us collect resin, because resin actually kickstarts our crafting extravaganza. And I got stuck on rocks. I get stuck on rocks a lot. So be warned, be forewarned. So it's saying that Q, if you click on Q on your keyboard, you can also click on I on your keyboard, or you can click on the backpack itself to open your inventory. So your backpack, and you'll see this in a few minutes, hopefully I'll get a chance to open up my backpack, but I'll show you that we have 8 slots, and your backpack is customizable. Your gear itself is not customizable at all at this point in time. It may be in the future, but the developers haven't really talked about that in their streams. So I'm assuming that it may but maybe what you'll have is just the skins. So for right now, you can customize your backpack to either create its own power, create its own oxygen. I think that's all you can do right now in different ways. So your backpack actually has a printer inside of it. And I'm pointing to the power line right now. So all those yellow dots, all those yellow lines in the middle indicates the power. So I'm all powered up right now in my backpack. And that blue line up top indicates how full I am on oxygen. So that does get depleted if I'm not tethered to the habitat. I'm going to collect some more minerals here because I want to continue to expand those pods that you saw me expand in the past. And I'm going to go back to my pod in a few seconds to show you. So the pod itself has like little nodes that you can expand from and create sort of a station or a hub where you can start crafting different things. So as you see, this extender is asking for resin, and I just collected 2 more capsules of resin, and it's gonna gobble it up, and it's gonna create this thing where I can choose what type of table I'm going to actually make. And your options are limited in the beginning until you do some research, but right now I can either make a printer, I can make a research lab, I can make a smelter, and I can make a vehicle bay, which is really fun. We'll do that in the next episode. If you guys want some more Astroneer, I'll definitely make a vehicle bay in the next episode. But I think I start off making 3 of these pods. I think I'm going to make a research station, I'm going to make a printer station, and I'll also make a smelter station, because those are the 3 things that I'll need first in order to make some of the more advanced crafting items that we'll need. One of the things that we're going to do is it looks like we need to collect more compound in the future, and it looks like we're going to need to collect more resin to continue to extend from our habitat. And compound is going to be the basis of a lot of your crafting, and then your higher end crafting will need some of the more rare minerals that we'll find either in cave systems and in other planets. So if this particular video does get traction, we'll definitely also visit other planets. And what I'd really like to do is create a subterranean station like the one we're creating on top here on the planet. I'd like to create one in a cave. I think that would be so cool, especially because there are some co-op games like the one that my husband and I have. We have a save where our procedurally generated planet is a crapshoot. Like it's just okay. So there's not a lot of dangers in this game right now, except for there's not a lot of ways you can die, except for if you get hit by a sandstorm that's really vicious. Right now we only have sandstorm as far as inclement weather goes. I believe the devs talked about putting in like acid rain and perhaps, blizzards if you're in a tundra planet, things like that. But right now it's just sandstorms, just heavy winds. I'm showing you the backpack now, and I'm showing you that you have a mini printer that's embedded in your backpack, and you can make tethers, and you can make solar panels, and you can make wind turbines, you can make all kinds of stuff. Tethers are really important because they extend that blue tethering system from your habitat to other places when you're walking on ground, when you don't have a vehicle, especially if you want to travail the cave system. You can actually connect the entire cave system with tethers, which is really nice. So you can just, explore the whole thing without needing to worry about oxygen. And there it is. To extend your tethers, once you create them in your backpack with compound, you hit T on the keyboard and you just land them on the ground and they'll connect together. Again, I'm going to click E now on the keyboard and left click on my mouse and collect the compound that I need to continue to expand our station. So like I was saying, there's not a lot of ways that you can die in this game. So unless you get hit by a sandstorm or you fall really far, you do take fall damage. And if you, so right now the flora on the planets can kill you because there are some flowers that are prickly and they can prick you to death if you happen to land on one or get near one. And there's also a plant that there are plants that have poisonous gas. So if you get too close and if you can't move fast enough, the gas, if you don't have any filters, will kill you. So poisonous gas will kill you. So those are the 3 ways that I know right now that you can die. But dying in this game isn't terrible. Dying in this game just means that you have to find your body so that you can get the resources, if you have any in your backpack, back. So, and we may see that in the future in the game. So what I'm doing right now is I'm filling up the holes that I create. I feel like if I take from the planet, I feel like I need to give back to the planet. So, and one of the ways that I give back is filling up the holes that I dig up. All right, so I'm making more tethers, and I'm going to start this tethering system into the cave that is right next to our station. But first I think I'm going to pick up this resin, because resin is always good to have. Let's just say that. I just don't have any power. My little guy has run out of power, and he is getting mad. So I think I'm able to expand again. I think the next thing that I'm going to do is a printer, and the last thing I'm going to do is a smelter, because I'm going to need a smelter to actually activate the printer, I believe. And I'm going to need the printer because I need to make a bigger solar panel, and I need to make a wind turbine because this planet is actually pretty windy. And between the two, they're going to power up my station and be able to continue to craft all the things that we need for the future, if you will. So right now in my backpack, I have tethers, I have organic material, I have resin, I have 2 compound, and I'm making myself a generator, a little mini generator that I can fill with organic. It's a very slow system, but it's a system, it's a fail-safe system that will help us in the interim until we get set up and established. Again, I really love this tethering system. As you can see, as long as I'm close by to that tethering system, I'm able to live. So here's the mouth of the cave that's right by our station, and that's one of that vibrating plant, that pussy looking plant is alive, and it's full of gas and ate too much Christmas dinner, and there it is, there's a green cast. But if you notice, I'm going to come back as soon as I run away from this gas over this bridge here. There it dissipated, so I can go back. Underneath most of the plants, there are these research nodes. This one looks like a loofah sponge. This one looks like a very prickly toy box is what they look like. And I'm looking all over the system right now, and I can see in the back that there's aluminum ore, and there's hydrazine, which is our fuel ore, and there on the bottom there is copper ore. So I'm just going to set that there. And then on the top there's resin. But I am actually going to make sort of a trail to get down into the cave systems. I've prepped with tethers so that I can gather up all these minerals that we will need. I'm going to leave the hydrazine fuel for later, but for right now, I'm going to just make a way out of no way. This terrain tool is amazing. Developers did say in their last, stream that we'll be able to, there's some hydrazine that I just picked up. They're going to be able to customize this terrain tool with maybe some blueprints that we research in the future that'll make either the terrain tool smaller or bigger, so that we can customize even more. There's more of that pussy plant customize the terrain tool even more so that we can get some precision and some things that, some gas. We want to run away from the gas. Tether me to life. I want to say that some of that gas travels farther than the other, and there was a research node on the bottom. I'm trying to decide what I'm going to get first. Am I going to get the aluminum ore first because it's here? I said foist. Am I going to get the aluminum ore first, or am I going to get the copper ore first? And just want to make sure that I can get through here. Perfect. We shall explore this entire cave system. Never you worry. But for now, we're going to start here in the beginning. We are going to grab every single one of these molecules to create these little aluminum nuggets that we're going to have to smelt so that we can make our aluminum bars. And because my backpack is full, one thing that we cannot do thus far is we cannot expand our backpack capacity. And I don't think the developers want to do that. I think the way that we're gonna expand the capacity of our backpack is merely by creating more storage units in the printer and by utilizing vehicles, which we will in the next episode, hopefully. If you guys want to see more, you can stay tuned for that. And that's how we're gonna expand upon our storage system for right now. And again, I don't think the developers are looking forward to looking to expand our backpack per se. And I'm sliding. So you'll find that when you're going down into the cave systems, you'll slide a lot, and the way to avoid sliding into anything nasty is to look the other way or to jump. It'll break your sliding pattern. So I'm putting up more tethers to grab the beautiful clusters of malachite crystals that I'm seeing shooting up from the ground, because this is what we need right now to make our printer. And we're going to need some more of this, which I'm sure we'll find throughout the entire cave system. Now, this is still glitching, so for some reason, this particular strain of crystal the terrain tool does not pick up all of its clusters. Only some of them. As you see, the one to the right here, I can't pick it up. And the one to the left on the bottom, I can't pick up either. So I'll fill up this hole as much as I can. And then when I run out of power, which I just did, I will stop. So we got 3 nuggets of our copper ore. And the yellow stuff on the ceiling that you see to the left, and then the blue stuff on the walls and ceiling as well. So the blue stuff is oxygen. So if I didn't have a tethering system and I needed to breathe, I would collect that. And then the yellow stuff to the left that's attached to the walls and the ceiling are power sort of orbs that you can collect as well. I'm going to collect some of the power orbs because that's going to be some nice emergency power nuggets that I can collect to be able to fuel up our station. We're going to need that since we're not established yet, and we don't have the solar panel or the wind turbines. What am I saying? Turbines. I thought that was the ceiling, like that was the sky, and it's just the ceiling, but it's sparkly and beautiful. And I noticed that you can see outside from inside this cave. So maybe, perhaps in the future, we can make a subterranean substation underneath this cave system. We'll see. So I paused the game for a little bit so that I can pick up some more resin and do some more extension to our beautiful station because we need to make our smelter now. So the first 3 things that I do recommend you do is the smelter, the printer, and the research station. And then as fast as you can, create the vehicle station. There is a trading post and there are some other things that you can create, but you have to research those. And we'll be doing a lot of research in this game. So never you worry. We will research everything that the game has to offer right now. And what I was thinking about doing is maybe I'll do 5 or 6 episodes to show you what the game has to offer now. And as they patch new things into the game, then we'll continue on the series. So there'll be a burst of a lot of episodes in the beginning, and then we'll pause until we get more patches and more new things so that you can discover those with me together. I think that would be great. So right now I'm trying to figure out how to power this. As if you can see in the front here, okay, so I'm going to place these nuggets here first. This particular station, smelting station, needs power. I'm going to grab one of these nuggets that we harvested in the cave, and it's going to see how all the white bars or the yellow bars are just establishing there in the front. That means that it's powered. I'm going to go over to this other station so that you can see what I mean. When it's not powered, all the bars are black. There is no power there. That is not going to work. So we can't research our loofah sponge just yet. We are going to go ahead and click this arrow down button to smelt our copper. And the way it works is as soon as it smelts, as you saw, it will land them into the little I don't know, connector sections, and you just pick them up and put them in your backpack, or you can carry them. And then if you click on the hologram on the station, if you have that particular mineral in your backpack, it will just shoot it into the station. And again, we have no power, so I'm going to have to use my last nugget and power this bad boy up. See how it juices it up? It's a beautiful thing. It really is. So I'm going to make the wind turbine first, and then I'm going to make the solar panel. And there's the storage. That's what the storage is going to look like. And the wind turbine needs aluminum. So we're going to have to smelt aluminum, which we have some back at the mouth of the cave where we left it. So we're going to go back there and get that. And then, oh, we need a battery. But that is going to come from lithium, which will come from some of these research pods. Some of these loofah sponges will have lithium, and then we can create that way down in the future. That's kind of a rare mineral, so we're not going to be able to use that at this point in time. Our little guy is doing fantastic, don't you think? Isn't he the cutest little guy you've ever seen? And I'm absolutely loving this planet. Like I mentioned, the planet that my husband and I are working on together in another save. There are constant sandstorms, and you can't move 3 steps without having to hide. So if there's a sandstorm in your save, the way you hide from it is you can dig a cave system yourself so that you can stay safe, or you can go into your vehicle or your truck, which we haven't researched yet, or you can go inside a habitat to stay safe, because some of those sandstorms are vicious and they will absolutely kill you. It will not hesitate. So the developers were talking in their last stream. They said so many things, and I'm trying to remember some of the stuff that they think are cool to be able to implement in game, and none of it is a short promise, but they'd like to work on like hover packs. They'd like to work on some sort of like pet system. They're not going to create any dangerous animals in game, because it's not their intent of the game. The intent of the game is purely for exploration, purely for crafting. Oh, we're just a smidgen away from powering the station up, so I'll use this little nugget and then we'll take it out and put it back in the bag. What they do want to do, which I think is fascinating, I don't know if they'll be able to get this implemented in time or not, but they want to create like a pet system where if you befriend a certain type of pet, they'll be able to work with you in collecting things and finding things for you and bringing them back to the station. And if you don't befriend them, they'll steal stuff from you. So I'm looking forward to see how that's going to work in this game. And they're also working on, again, implementing a lot more, research, blueprints, more crafting items. The other thing that they said that they were going to try and work on is some sort of farming system. And a lot of people that have been playing this early access game would love to build like actual homes, habitats, I would love to see that in this game, and I believe some of the developers in the last stream were saying that they're thinking about doing sort of a modular setup with that if they can make it work. In other words, you're not gonna do this 3D printer for a wind turbine for a huge habitat. No, but what they're trying to implement is like a modular system where you can create sections to your house and you can put them together like a jigsaw puzzle so that you can create your own like customized thing that you can specialize in, whatever that is, whether it's farming or research, or I'd love to have a lab inside my home. And I'd love to, here I'm extending some more sections. I would love to be able to mix minerals to make more powerful minerals, to make more powerful crafts, if that makes any sense. So as you can tell by the commentary today and the visuals today, like this game is impressive. There is so much potential in this game, and I am so ecstatic and excited about this game as well, if you couldn't tell. I'm struggling with this wind turbine because it's not working, and it's just not windy. It's not windy. I thought it was windy because I keep seeing like these little specks of dust fly by, but I'm actually going to make that solar panel as well, which was my original thought anyway, to have both. So if one isn't working, the other one is, and we can maybe make solar panels for every single station until we can get a better system rocking and rolling. And that is a thought process anyway for right now. We'll see how it goes. We shall. I think at this point in the game, I am going to just pick up some more minerals to continue this process. We need compound to make the solar panels, which again, compound is major. If you don't have compound in your first planet when you land, you're kind of screwed, and it really halts the process to the point where you're handicapped, you know. So if you land on a planet that has very little compound, where you in your immediate vicinity, I suggest you make a vehicle first, a vehicle bay first, so that you can make either a little hover or a truck, and you can find those compound nodes, because you will be hindered, you'll be handicapped severely. So there is my solar panel. Isn't it beautiful? I think what we're gonna do in the next episode is make that vehicle bay. We're gonna explore the cave system to its fullest capacity. Then we're going to explore the top part of the planet and maybe other cave systems that we find. And then we are going to research so that we can get all the blueprints that we need, all of the bloopers? So we can get all of the blueprints that we need, especially that spaceship blueprint, so that we can go to our sister planets and explore maybe one more planet. And maybe in that other planet we can make our subterranean station. So there's a lot to do. I really hope you guys enjoyed this game. I love it, as you can tell. This game, as I mentioned at the beginning of this episode, is available in early access in Steam. Please do check it out. Let me know in the comment below what you think of Little Buddy and his beautiful tropical planet and all of the things that we've done today in this episode. I appreciate you guys more than you know. Virtual hugs, and I'll talk to you super soon. Bye.